Our first topic of the day, guys, is going to be talking about StarCraft and a very notable player in the StarCraft scene who's been around for a long time in StarCraft Brood War and has been absolutely dominant. And the first question I want to propose to everyone is, would Flash, the guy who we're going to be talking about, who has been an absolute dominant and force to be reckoned with in the StarCraft scene, would he dominate StarCraft 2 like he has just StarCraft and StarCraft Brood War over the past number of years? So let's talk about it. So guys, Lee Flash Young-ho is a StarCraft pro gamer from South Korea who played Terran for KT Rolster. He played Terran in StarCraft 2 for KT Rolster until 2015 before returning to Brood War on Afrika in 2016. Now, one thing that's interesting is I wasn't able to really find much information about why Flash decided he started playing StarCraft 2 and then he went back to Brood War on Afrika in 2016. I'm not sure exactly why he made that transition back, but nonetheless, he really didn't, obviously he didn't play StarCraft 2 for that much time, right? And so the question is would he dominate StarCraft 2 if he were to stick with it? Now, there are a lot of questions that come up here. One of them being, could he have just not been very good while playing StarCraft 2? Well, I think that he was kind of a mixed bag when it came to StarCraft 2. Won matches, lost matches, I don't believe he won anything significant as far as, major tournaments and such in StarCraft 2, but it's still Flash. This is a guy who obviously he's been, he was dominating in Brood War, came over to StarCraft 2, and I mean, I don't see why he couldn't dominate in StarCraft 2 for a long period of time. I just think he probably figured, I'm better at StarCraft Brood War, so I'm going to go back to that. But it's obviously something that's up for debate. Flash is known for his defensive capabilities, decision-making, and exceptional macro and unit control of maxed out armies, boasting a 70% win rate in every matchup, the longest reign as the #1 ranked player on the Kespa ranking system since Boxer and Nada, the most Star League wins of any player tying Nada, 4 of them won in a single year, and 3 of them in which he had defeated Jaedong, who was considered by many to be the best Zerg player in the world. He is widely considered to be the best StarCraft player of all time. Flash's dominance led him to be included as the 4th member of Takebang Lee Sang and the 5th Banjua. The prize money he won from tournaments in his Brood War career exceeds $400,000 USD. Now, the Banjua, guys, is basically like the greatest all time in StarCraft terms. I always just say the GOAT, right? I don't go based on the Banjua, even though it's kind of a cool name, but I go based on, the GOAT, right? And Flash, I believe, is the greatest ever when it comes to StarCraft, StarCraft 1, Brood War. What I will say, though, is that Flash, I believe, the main reason why he didn't try to dominate StarCraft 2, which obviously he probably did try to win some tournaments. Obviously, he's not going to go into StarCraft 2 not trying to win, but at the same time, he probably figured, hey, I'm not as good at this game as I am at StarCraft Brood War, and I want my legacy to be known for being the best ever at StarCraft Brood War. So that's probably a huge reason why he went back. Well, another thing I wanted to point out, guys, is the notable professional players in StarCraft and StarCraft Brood War, and those being Boxer, he's a very fun player to watch. Nada, what's interesting about Nada, guys, is the genius Terran started his pro gaming career by beating Choi on the Amateur vs. Pro TV show. Statistically, he is the best player in history, having won the most Star League championships, which is 6. And so Nada, guys, a lot of people say is the greatest. Others say that Flash is the greatest. I go with Flash for a couple of reasons. But if we go back, if we kind of scroll down here, what we'll see is a list of the top players ranked by major tournament wins. And Flash has won 7 total championships. So he's won the most championships. So that's why I put him as the greatest. He's won 3 OSLs, 3 MSLs, 1 WCG, and then, of course, that equals 7 altogether. You've got other guys who are incredible. You got Nada and Jaedong at 6. You got Boxer at 5. Those guys, in my opinion, are are the greatest, right, when it comes to StarCraft. And when you look at those names up there, I mean, those are your top four, in my opinion, all time. I mean, they're absolutely incredible. Savior is on the outside looking in, but I gotta go with your top four would be Flash, Nada, Jaedong, and Boxer. Absolutely incredible players. It'll be interesting to see how their careers kind of progress, especially because we were kind of wondering what's going to happen is Flash. How much longer is Flash going to be able to play professionally in StarCraft? And that's something that's going to be really interesting. But the big question, though, guys, is would Flash dominate StarCraft 2 if he decided to come back to StarCraft 2? I think the answer is that yes, he would absolutely dominate StarCraft 2 if he really put his mind to it and really focused on that. I just don't think that he is going to be one of those guys who's going to come back to StarCraft 2 because he just knows he can dominate in StarCraft. And why would you go to StarCraft 2 if you're just dominating here? And in StarCraft 2, there's a lot more maybe, competition, and, people might have like an edge on you because they've been playing it for, say, 5 years longer than you. And so it just makes sense for Flash to stay with StarCraft. But I would love to pass the question on to all of you. Would Flash, or would any of these top four guys, in your opinion, would they dominate the StarCraft 2 scene like they've dominated the StarCraft Brood War scene? Let me know what you guys think. I would love to have a conversation about it.